Light something, vape something, sip something, testing 1, 2. Is this thing going? Let me get a share of the ES real quick. What's goody? Chris, what up? Nick, I see you. What's goody? Ivan, I see you. First. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in here. We after dark. What up? Let me get a share. Get warmed up real quick. All right, I see the shootout going down right now. All right, fly them box scores in. We're going to have box scores flown in real time. Let me know when we got a winner to that thing. We're going to still drop that in announcements tonight. And we still going to get it popping. Nice. ES, what it do? We are shared. ES, what up? Let's get in the countdown. We after dark. Lock in. Get your brushes. Lego. Hello, Brett. Hello. All right, lock in real quick. We're about to get brushing. And again, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to do. We got a lot to discuss. It's still free agency frenzy out here, and we might have some promo play coming in from Nova Nats. We might have some promo coming in. I want to test this thing out. Y'all lock in. It's about to go down. We're going next level. We really a promotional production right now. Hold on. Lock in. Get your brushes. Do what you need to do. Do what's right. Light something, vape something, sip something. Brett, what up? I see you. We brushing or nah, Brett? What up? Talk to me. We brushing or nah? We brushing, we flexing. What up? We out on the road? What up? Where y'all at? What's the location? What's the location at? What's the locales? Nick, what up? We on the road? What up? What we doing? Chris, what we doing? Ivan said he locked in. He locked into the shootout right now. We locked in. We're about to get some promo naturals. I want to see the promo for the Nova Natural quick. We're gonna wait till this countdown lock in, and then you going, no. Oh, you know we brushing. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see, boys. Let's lock in. Let's lock in. I don't want to take a lot of y'all time. We're just gonna bring some valuable information, give y'all an update on the week in the Wavy review. And then we're gonna go look at the page, and then we're gonna keep it moving. Get on up out of here because we know y'all some busy folks. We don't want to hold y'all and keep y'all all day. So let's lock in. Nice at the crib right now. Lock back. All right, let's go. Let's go because we got announcements. And in these announcements, we have new revelations that's been going on. I want to double check something. Once we get going, let's get locked in. I want to see these promos. I want to let you know if you can hear everything and see the promo for what it is. We got the promo locked in, locked down, coming through. Straight delivered to you by the good people at Nova Naturals. I think we had a future goat. We had a goat versus a future goat sighting too. Like shout out to the ones going live too. I see y'all. Now let's double check this thing. I want to see if we can lock this thing in right now. I want to double check and make sure we can lock this thing in. Let me see if y'all can see this new promo because this is the promo. This is going down. Let me know if y'all can hear this real quick. Oh, that was the promo. That was clean. That was clean. Shout out to Nova Naturals. I don't know if that came through. I don't know if y'all can hear that through the speakers, but I see we got the Nova Nats promo going. Let me double check. And as the CEO walks in, let's see if we can run it back one more time. I want to see if y'all can see this. Let me know, Cito. What's this on the dial? As you can see, we got the promo, Cito. We got the promo. And as you can see, Cito dropped in a code 50% off all weekend using a code 50. Loud and clear. I like it. That's what we're doing. We got the promos. We've been working at it. We've been tinkering. I said, I don't care. I'm gonna drop this promo. I'm gonna make sure we get this promo off. This thing is going down. But again, you seen it? It's 50% off all weekend using the code 50. That's what we're talking about. K2, what up? I see you, fam. And again, we after dark, guys. Lock in. Let's brush. You can chill out. You can sit. We might have the link open. If we have some time, we might have the link open because we got a lot to talk about. We talking competitive waving tonight. We talking voting. There's been a new voting system that came up on the rise. We talking voting. We talking competitive waving. We talking MLW. You already know you got to get Shade Gang, Cito. Lock in with me. Grab some drinks, too. I sound a lot better when you got some alcohol in you. That's all I'm going to tell everybody. I sound a lot better when you on the sauce. So lock in with me. Brush with me. We're going to be talking MLW. And I think we had a real Smitty sighting. Will the real Smitty please stand up? We're going to talk about all of that in announcements. It's been a real exciting week. It's been a lot has happened in 1 week. But we're going to get to it, and let's get into some announcements right at the top. Now, let's put some prayers in the chat right now for my boy Stan Jones. Yeah, I seen this 5 days ago. Fresh off the live, I seen it, but then I turned around and missed it, but here we are back again. He was diagnosed with chronic heart failure. And he was on, he was off, and then, he might have to go back to the ER, but, put some prayers in the chat. We're going to hold it down for you, Stan Jones. Prayers up. Hope you pull through. And this is that motivation. This is that one part of motivation where it shows you look, man, I get it. We all got stuff to do in life. We all got stuff to do. But there's some of us that, look, man, it's Waving's here. Waving's here. AG, what up? I see you. AG is in the building. What up, AG? Hey, look, AG. Hey, look, AG, look. It's water under the bridge. Look, things happen. Things happen. We had a Mayday, but I like my admins that could get away with murder, and you one of my favorite ones. You one of my favorite ones. You can get away with anything. You can't do no wrong in my eyes, AG. I don't know. I don't care what they say. You can't do no wrong for me, AG. I love me some AG. AG is in the motherfucking building. Cito's in the chat. And then and for the ones that see the rebroadcast, you're going to see the promo. We got the Nova Nats. We got the promo plugged in. It's loud and clear, and we locked in. But this is what we're doing to pray for. We're doing to pray for Stan Jones. Stan Jones. If it would have been Cito, look. If it would have been Cito, look, Cito, you already had us in the bind about 2 or 3 times. You had us in the bind about 2 or 3 times. That might have been a probationary section for you. We might have had to place you on a probationary, but hey, look, you already know. ES the best, man. My mods, man, my admins, they got it locked down. So throw your prayers up for Stan Jones, Joe. Hope you pull through, big homie. We're praying for you. All right, now y'all know. Wave Hall of Fame has been coming up. The list has been locked in. May 20th to May 21st. This is how it's going down. May 20th, we're going to lock in on Soul Seeker Day on Saturday, May 20th. On that Sunday, the 21st, we're going to lock right in. And we're going to pull up on the Hall of Fame at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And we're going to lock in and provide flowers for those who grinded, gave their life, blood, sweat, and tears and dedication to this craft. Remember, guys, mark this on your calendar. Mark this on your calendar. It's going to be, we're going to run down. We're going to do May 20th. We're going to do the Soul Seeker Day on May 20th. Then again, that Sunday, we're going to come back to that Sunday, and then we're going to drop the Hall of Fame. Now, I'm not giving no deets on the number. I'm not giving no deets on nominations. I'm in the background right now, tinkering, talking to the community. I'm moving and shaking. Some of y'all that's in here, some of the Hall of Famers, you may hear from me this week. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You may hear from me this week. And make sure, yes, y'all post up for that Soul Seeker Day. I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be live that night. So if y'all want to reiterate, circle the wagons. If you missed what happened in the daytime festivities, you're going to love to come through at night. And then you can run it back after dark. And then, hey, look, you can talk. You can share stories. You can confess. But this is what Hall of Fame Weekend's about. We're going to break it down like this, and we're going to make sure everybody get their flowers because, look, this is a big deal. This is a year-on-year event, and we already been working for the last 60 days. I have to say, we've been working for the last 60 days in the background. So remember, May 20th to the 21st is the Hall of Fame. And yeah, shout out to our Aries. I think it's still Aries season. For the birthday Aries, shout out to y'all. Aries season, we still in there. We almost in Taurus season. We almost there. We almost there. Playing a live for After Wave Hall of Fame inductions. We got something planned. Jeezy's going to lock something in for everybody. And yes, we still in that season of the Aries. Yeah, Jeezy going to have something locked in for that. We may have something locked in store personally for the page. Something exclusively. Something exclusive. Arlo, what up? I see you, fam. We got that King of Michigan going down. We're about to find out. We're about to really find out. I only care about one Aries. I see you. I see you. So remember, guys, May 20th, May 21st, Hall of Fame weekend, it's going down. History, again, will be made. Now, where we at on this thing? I see Wavy Games were going down. I see a lot of moving and shaking in the background. I was loving it. It was active. Shout out to BC. Shout out to CC, Nick Cole, the Wavy Games. It was something nice. It was something nice. I was loving it. I love the activity. I love the energy. Let me know where we at on this thing. Can we get some live and direct box scores on this thing right here, right now? Where are we at with this thing? I would love to drop that in. Said Wavehead on the streak in the shootout. Let me know where we at with this thing, because what it looked like that was a Drina. Yeah, Drina, Wavehead won the finals against Cito and Breeze. That was a good finals. I want to give a GG to both sides. GG to both sides. Dead ass, look. Cito and that Breeze. But that Drina and that Wavehead. Again, guys, these people are kill shot experts. All four of them. All across the board. These are kill shot experts. And what would you want more than have the kill shot experts at the end take the title? So this is where we at with this thing. This thing got wrapped up. Real clean. Shout out to Drip Damone with the host. Wavy Games. You already seen the date ahead of time. All the collages, yes, were fire. Shout out to all the teams that came out. Shout out to all the teams that linked up. I seen some of y'all was out of y'all comfort zone, but I like that y'all showed up and y'all did the damn thing. Shout out to BC. You already know BC to click. That was a dope event. We can't wait for the next one. Lego. Now we on some East versus West activity. As y'all seen, already know. We on our Michigan grind right now. If y'all been paying attention on the page, we on our Michigan grind right now. Now, what's coming up next? The Michigan grind, yes. What's coming up next? Shout out to Drip Damone for the host. What's coming up next is, once we get this Michigan thing done, we're going to Mississippi. We got a nice size group there. It's a nice group. We got Ronnie Evans. We got Xavion. I think we got LaShonda Clayton. I think she's actually the reigning queen of Mississippi. So this is the thing that's going down. We need the Mississippi faithful. Y'all group is about to be up. I'm going to probably make the post tomorrow. Y'all got to pull up. Mississippi's up. We're going to get Michigan done today. And the next thing you know, Mississippi is going to be on the docket. So y'all get ready to lock in East versus West. We marching on the way up to get to the bracket. North Carolina's coming up behind that. That's going to be, is heating up. Let's just say that the brackets, the groups are really heating up. So let's get into that. It's really going down with the East versus West. Now, I double checked on something. And now that I'm looking, I want to triple check on something. Do we got some box scores going? I want to know. We got some box scores going. Let me know if there's some battles that went down, MLW style. And we could update the people right here, right now. Chris Conley, what up? I see you, sir. Let's see if we can get some quick box scores in. What happened with some MLW activities? And I'm going to let y'all call out how y'all see it because, you know, for the ones that showed up, I've been busy. I didn't get a chance to really put my eyes on everything, but I do know there were 2 games today. This is what I do know. Looking at the schedule, looking from afar and looking close, I know we had 2 games. So let me know where we at on them things. If we can get a box score real quick, I could drop those in and let us know we're on the process of that. Because I'm looking in the background right now and I'm trying to double check the schedule. Let me double check, make sure I had this right. Okay. Do we have some box scores? Let me see. Let me double check. I don't see any box scores yet. Let me know when we got some box scores in on that MLW. That's what we're looking for. Jazzy Jeff beat Wavehead. All right, so the battles are still ongoing right now. So that sounds like the battles are still ongoing right now. We're going to drop some box scores, though, as you see them in real time, though, guys. Remember, as you see them. If you see them in real time, drop those shits in the chat. If you see the box scores, drop those box scores in the chat. We want to see those box scores. We want to see them pull up. T-Dub, what up? I see you, famo. We want to see them box scores. We want to see them box scores. Yeah, let's not forget. It's going to be 2 people up for that. It's going to be 2 people. It's going to be you, Chris, and it's going to be the final boss. Just know it's only you and the final boss in the way of that crown. So let me know. And at the same time, guys, if you see some box scores flying in from the doubleheader that we got, let me know. Drip is in the building. What up, Drip? Let me know. Do we have some...
That's the big number 1 strap.
What up, Drip? Do we got a box score on the MLWs? What happened? We had 2 games today. Talk to me. What do we got going? I just want to double check so when people come and watch the rebroadcast, they're going to know we did box scores and everything. We ain't leave nothing out. No, it was 2 games today. Wavehead took 6 bodies, longest run of the night. All right, so I see Wavehead's on fire. Okay. Here we go. We got box scores coming in right fresh off the presses. Wave Cartel versus Immortal, 3-0. Ooh, that's 3-0. So somebody's still on the streak, undefeated. I see we got some undefeated streaks still going. We got Drip Set versus the Affiliates, 3-1. So if I was looking at this thing right, we had a bunch of, this was the week of undefeateds. We had some undefeated. So there's still 2 teams undefeated, more than 2. That's probably still undefeated on this thing. But this one, this doubleheader, Wave Cartel versus Immortal, 3-0. So they going in 2-0. And that Drip Set versus Affiliates. This was a good one. This was a good one that was locked in. Drip Set going again to 2-0. I don't know. From the looks of panning things out, things are panning out. The weeks are in. We are panning out. And it looks like things are still loading. Things are still loading. So shout out to everybody doing their thing at MLW. We're going to watch y'all week to week. We're going to lock these box scores in. And shout out to Drip for dropping in them box scores. And shout out to Drip for doing that hosting that thing. A lot of fire battles going on today. It was a busy day in competitive waving. It's going to be busy all week going into next week. So let's keep it moving. We're going to keep the support going. And of course, shout out to Trigger Trey. He pulled up, won the Wave Mogul for March. I forgot to post this. I had this sent to my desk. I forgot. I said, let me do the due diligence and let me drop this in. Jeff versus Baby Shark right now. Okay, y'all lock into that. Y'all want to go see that Jeff versus Baby Shark? Lock in. They unleashed the Baby Shark. So lock in, bro. Hit that like. And matter of fact, make sure you hit up that Jeff versus that Baby Shark. But show your love. Shout out to the Wave Mogul of March, Trigger Trey. And y'all see the battle that he had with Ray. Of course, Battle of the Kings. And as you can see, the young bulls is coming. They're coming through. This is what it's about. All right, now this thing's going down right now. Public Enemy Waivers. Remember, the first shootout tournament, 2+ years, experience in the game, cash prize, 150 in a pack. This thing's going down tonight. It's still live. It's still active. This thing is going down right now. We don't know where we at. We don't know how long this thing gonna pan out. But check this out. This thing is still active. So lock in. And I don't know. Look, I'm hearing stuff. I see matchups coming in right now. I see Jeff beat Wavy Head. I see the matchups. I don't know how this thing gonna end. But by next week, we will have a crown on this thing. So lock in. Shout out to Pew. Again, this thing's already locked in. It's over. There's no sign up. The 150 in a pack is on the line right here, right now, tonight. The big fight is tonight on top of that. So lock in with Pew. Shout out to the winner of this thing. The winner of this thing is going to pull up with a ticket to this thing. And they're in the semifinals right now. It's about to be crowned. We may get that in tonight. We will get a winner tonight on this thing. And the winner of tonight's events will win at $150 in a pack. And they're going to win a ticket to the Armageddon 2. Nova Naturals and Rag Dealer presents June 23rd to the 25th. Tickets on Everbright. Music by DJ Polo. Waivers, barbers, BOBs, and more. You see the details in Ohio. You see the details on Instagram. 540cito. Rag Dealer. Armageddon Wave Check. Hey, this is one of them things right here. You win that thing, you're going to get a free ride to this. And, hey, it's going to be an event. Show up clean. This is going to be one of them things. And, of course, we got another one coming up in July. July 15th. Perfect. In the midst of the summer. The 3rd annual Drip Check. Bay Area edition. Driplomates. You already know. Them 40, they coming through with the formal event. Adult prom style. You already know. Bring your dappers. Keep the black Air Force Ones at home. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. Bring the dappers. Keep the black Air Force Ones at home. This, that thing. Now, this week, seen some interesting events. Will the real Smitty please stand up? I've been seeing this thing. And for the last few days, I've been looking at it. The back and forth on the real Smitty. Now, I think we're going to figure this thing out. First of all, I want to say, I'm glad to see y'all back. The cartel members, you already know, I'm glad to see y'all back. I'm glad to see y'all back and y'all getting well acquainted. Y'all getting well back and active just like y'all need to be. This is what I like to see. Now, the real Smitty, again, dudes don't really care too much about the real Smitty thing. But the back and forth, keeping it wave related. One way or another, we're going to have to end this the old-fashioned way, just like I know how. And again, y'all going to do that on y'all terms. I'll let y'all do that on y'all terms. I'll let y'all come down to how it's going to go down, how y'all going to settle this thing. But y'all on the radar right now. This is the radar. Y'all live and active on the radar. And again, will the real Smitty please stand up? Now, since I got a few of y'all in here, let's post this poll right now. I wanted to know something because we're going to launch into doing what we do on the page, but I want to launch into for the rookie session that we talked about last week. I want to lock in and activate this poll real quick, and I want to see what we got. What's the first thing you do when you unrag? And we're going to activate the poll right now. What's the first thing that you do when you unrag? Do you comb? Do you brush? Or do you moisturize? Only pick one. This is only one shot deal. I need to know this because we're going to be talking about the intro. We're going to get some of these rookies started. For the people that watch the broadcast, we're going to get some of these rookies started. And we're going to need some veterans, like the ones we got in this chat, to chime in and give the good news. And we need this data. We need this data. Final battle, Jeff versus N2. Okay, the finals is up. The finals is about to be up. Final battle, Jeff versus N2. You already know you already know what was happening. You already know what was coming on that. So we keeping everything live and locked in. Let me double check everything. Make sure we got live box scores coming in right now. And the votes are coming in clean. Okay. We got people selected everything. Just to let y'all know, we're not going to show the polls yet, but just to let y'all know, everybody select everything so far. Very interesting. Very interesting to see. Some shocking results here as well. So we're going to start with the topic, the main topic that we're going to get into today, because again, we wanted to help the rookies. We were going to check on the page and I was getting feedback. It's been a busy week. We've been getting feedback constantly on how do we start this thing from scratch. I need help. I don't know what homing is. I don't know what porosity is. All this advanced stuff y'all got going. And for the ones in here that can pitch in, y'all pitch in any way y'all know how. Again, we're just doing a rough draft over the 7 elements of waving. We're going to keep it simple. We're not going to really go into much subjects, but we're just going to keep it baseline simple. Because again, we only got a half an hour, so we got to breeze through this thing and have some time to go on the page and show the page some love, show our members some love. So we're going to start with the list. Again, the 7 elements of waving. And we're going to talk about this thing from scratch. We're going to talk about how it actually looks from scratch. And let me double check. Before I do that, let me run one more. Let me see if this comes out clear. Let me run one more from our sponsor. I want to double check this. Yeah, that's clean. That's clean. Yeah, that's clean. That's clean. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's that Novanat. We got promos. We got promos. So now we're going into, again, the 7 elements of waving. Now we're starting from scratch. This is for the rookies. And for the people coming in right now, we're going to wait till we get about 20 votes, maybe. We got about 10 right now. We get 10 more votes. We might pull a trigger on this thing. We get 10 more votes. We pull a trigger on this thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. In between. Let's lock in this thing for the 7 elements. Again, guys, lock in. If you hear anything that you want to add to the conversation or add to the advice that we're giving our rookies right now, this is for the rookies that watch this later. This is for the rookies that's watching, that's locked in right now, sitting in the background, listening to the vets, listening to the Hall of Famers. We talking the main tops and the main topics of this discussion of the elements. We're going to start with the main element first and foremost. Brushing. Now, we all know this is the way. The first element we really talking about is brushing. And we talking from any level. Brushing with low-end brushes. Brushing with high-end brushes. It doesn't matter whether you're brushing with, this is where it starts. This is the base line of how to get waves. Not bees, not product, not sunlight. This is the way. Brushing comes first. Now I'm looking at the polls right now. And we got a few people that got that down on that. The first thing they do when they come out the rag. Do you comb? Do you brush? Do you moisturize? Now, some of these polls is going to be a shocker looking at some of these polls. But again, guys, this is the baseline. The baseline of how to brush, how to get started. And here Jasper said, first thing I use on an unrag is a detangle brush, then the comb. So it's like, again, when we talk about that, I'm glad he brought that up because we're about to go into the next topic of that. And we're going to really talk about the elements. More elements on this thing. We'll talk about combing. Combing is the next element we talk about. Now, when somebody looked at the other post that I did, they said, hey, look, what's combing? You already know there's different layers of combs. There's different levels. As you can see, Jasper chimed in. He said, look, I use a detangler. I do a detangler and then I come back with a regular comb. So it could be wide teeth combs. It could be slim teeth combs. And then, you got your barber combs. You got a bunch of combs out there. You got teaser combs. You got all these combs that, a lot of our waivers, we can use these things. We can use these things alongside our brushing. And now for a real rundown, put a 1 in the chat if you currently comb. Put a 2 in the chat if you do not comb. Because honestly, guys, listen, we've had a few people. Again, I'm not calling nobody out. This is a safe space. This is a judge-free zone. If you do not comb, that is okay. If you comb, that's okay too. We know y'all all wavy. Again, 1 in the chat if you comb, 2 in the chat if you do not comb. I get it. Some people do not like combing. I get it. Some people despise combing. Some people think combing is a waste of time. The HG with the big 2. Some people don't like it. Look, another one. Some people don't like combing. I get it. Combing's not for everybody. Just double check that. Yes, we know there's advantages, but there's not going to be a rundown on the people that don't use the comb. Again, it's different strokes for different folks, and everybody don't use a comb. But this is what we talk about, the combing part of it. And now that we got more votes rolling in, we almost at 20, and we're going to unleash the results because the results are very, very interesting. As we take this walk down the elements, we went through brushing. We're going through combing. And I think we have a winner of the shootout. N2 takes it all. Shout out to N2. Shout out to N2. We're going to have another announcement at the end of this, but shout out to N2. She just locked in the shootout. The first annual waiver shootout. Won by N2. And come on, guys. Y'all know N2. You know, she's on a roll. And when that roll is it's kind of like that momentum. It's kind of like how all the winning teams do it. Like, it's a certain momentum. You just got to keep going in. So shout out to N2 with that win on the shootout. You got a free ticket to that Armageddon. That's going to be crazy. Shout out to N2. Comb your pattern and brush your angles. Now you see that that's very important. We're talking about the two main elements right now, brushing and combing. And you see that, comb your pattern and brush your angles. Again, this is, don't let what he said go over your head. There's an art to this thing. It's a skill gap to this thing. You just can't jump in with the brush and jump in with the comb and think you're just going to magically make things happen. There is a skill gap on that. There definitely is a skill gap. Yeah, congratulations to N2. She won that thing. She won the shootout. And again, I'm going to double check this thing and make sure. Listen, comb your pattern, brush your angles, and vice versa. You know, brush your pattern, comb your angles. You could. It can go both ways. You can throw that both ways because the same thing means the same thing. And we're gonna talk about that as we get through these elements. Because now that we're going through, we're at brushing. We went through combing. Now the next element we're gonna talk about is moisturizing. Very, very underrated. I think this is a very, very underrated aspect or underrated element of the fundamentals in waving. Like, I think that when you moisturize, this is the thing that kind of sets you apart from other waivers. And now let's look at this thing. Let's look at the poll results. We got a good number of people in here. Let's go over these poll results right here, right now. Let's look at these things. Let's show the results. And the highest percent of the polls, what's the first thing you do when you unrag? 71% hit with that comb. 18% hit with the brush. Only 12% hit with the moisturize. Only 12%. Brush out the rag. No moisturize. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to Trey. We hit you with the Trigger Trey Wave Mogul. We did a shout out to you earlier, Trey. Good looking out on that. This is the thing we talking about. We only had 2% moisturize fresh out the rag. Now, again, this could mean a good thing. This could mean a bad thing. But I'm more or less of a moisturized kind of waiver before we get into the combing, before we get into the brushing. Honestly, I'm with that 12%. When I come out the rag, I can't put a comb on this. I can't put a brush on this until I put some moisturizer on this thing. That's just me. That's just me. And again, I can't tell nobody else how to do their thing. Your journey is your journey. Ambrose, what up? I see you. Your journey is your journey. But again, I see 11% on the moisturized track, fresh out the rag. And I see the highest percent, 72%, straight to the comb. Again, interesting, but I was expecting a little bit more to be on the scale of moisturizing. So this is an important thing because, again, once we talk about moisturizing, it starts to get a little bit weird and wonky because we start to talk about things like porosity, and we start to talk about things like moisture levels, texture. We start really getting into these conversations when we talking about moisturizing. What can your hair manage? Can your hair manage, water? Can your hair take butters? Are you allergic to butters? This is an important aspect that we get into because a lot of people, a lot of waivers fall into crazy pitfalls. Again, let's do another little survey. 1 in the chat if you're high porosity. 2 in the chat if you're low porosity. 3 in the chat if you don't even know what the hell your porosity is or what you got going. Let me know. 1 if you high porosity. 2 low porosity. 3 I don't know no goddamn her. I don't know what y'all talking about with this porosity shit, man. Talk to me. I see some low porosities in the building. Okay, I see both. I see low. I see high. Low porosity. Here we go. We got one. High porosity. Boom, we got one. I'm high porosity. Let go. And we're gonna go over the difference real quick. I just want to let y'all know we got both in here. High porosity. Low. We got a lot of low porosity waivers in here. I'm jelly low key. We got a lot of low porosity waivers in here. Hypo. Normal. Yes, we have some in the middle. We have some right in the middle. We have some high. We have some low. And we have some right in that middle range of that normal porosity range. Now let's get into it real quick. For the people that need to learn just a little quick rundown on how the porosity thing goes. Let's just go over it in quick order. So for high porosity waivers, if we were to take 1 drop of water and put the drop of water on our waves, that one spot where the drop of water went, our entire waves would actually roll up, curl up, and fold up completely. Like it's how it takes to water, how your hair takes to water. And in short, how your hair takes to water. Again, when you sweat, that's high porosity's worst nightmare. If you get, raindrops, that can literally take your pattern out of whack, or it can take an area of your pattern and look like it literally overcurled crazy. And again, if your hair reacts to that with water in like seconds, like record time seconds, you'll get a good overcurl going. If water does that to your hair, there's a very high chance that you are a high porosity waiver. And again, this includes if you sweat. This includes if you get water on your hair, all of that. If your hair overcurls crazy, 9 times out of 10, you're a high porosity waiver. Now, on the other ticket, if your hair can handle the water, which most of the low porosity waivers can, a lot of low porosity waivers can do something like this. They can take a water bottle, literally spray their hair, and there'll be no overcurl. Mind you, again, it's almost magical, but this is low porosity waivers. Most low porosity waivers can spray a water bottle with the spritz over their hair once or twice, and they will get absolutely no overcurl. And again, low porosity. They take the water so well, and what does that mean? Even when they sweat, they may not lose their progress. They may not get any overcurl, even if there's a little sweat. Where high porosity, we sweat, we're going to get the overcurl. It's going to creep from where it needs to creep from, and we're going to get the overcurl. But low porosity waivers, they have another benefit where they can use water-based products a lot better than high porosity waivers. On the other token, high porosity waivers do very well with oils, butters, certain pomades. And again, when you think about the trade-off, right? When you think about the trade-off, what would you rather have? And I see a lot of people going with their low po for the win. I mean, the variety. Let's just talk about it. The variety of what you have access to is literally night and day. Like, what y'all have access to versus what we have access to, we got to get creative. We got to take oils, we got to mix it with the butters, we literally have to go in the lab and try to lock something in so our hair won't be mad at us, and make sure we're not crushing it with too much moisture so we don't overcurl. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, look, this is high porosity problems we talking about right now. And we're not going to get all the way into that, but this is one thing. If you want to get more into this, there's more intel on the page. We got a lot of people running campaigns. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of smart intellectual waivers that can sit you down and really get in depth about porosity and moisturizing. Let's move on to the next element. We're talking compression. Now, of course, this is a compression. Goes without saying, you brush, you comb, you moisturize, and after you do all the moisturizing, you're going to need something to compress that up. You're going to need something to save that progress. You're going to need something to really lock that in and really save your progress for the long haul. Whether you're going to work, about to do a workout, about to smash, if you're about to lock it in, you want to lock it in. If you know what I'm saying, if you're about to lock it in, you better make sure you lock it in. This is the compression that's going to get us over. This is going to not kill our progress, and this is going to get us to the next session. This is the real spot about keeping your sides in order, keeping that crown in order. And then we see there's some of y'all over compressing. But we ain't gonna talk about them sides. Okay, look, we already know the compression is a thing. We know some people that might double compress. We know some people that might triple compress. We already know the vibes on the compression. We got people that, quadruple compress. Let's talk about it. We've seen compression levels. And let's go survey time. 1 in the chat if you double compress. 2 in the chat if you triple. What up? 1 in the chat if you double. 2 in the chat if you triple. I'm trying to see something real quick. I'm trying to see something. Leave me. That's what I'm saying. 1 in the chat if you double compress. 2 in the chat if you triple. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see who with that triple lifestyle. All that compression and shit still ass. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see what's good with the double compressors versus the triple compressors. We've seen high porosity. We met the low porosity waivers. I love it. Now I want to see what's good with the compressors. How we compressing out here? And don't get it twisted. I know some of y'all fell for the Mark propaganda with the no do-rag and the silk pillows. I heard a few of y'all fell for the propaganda. There's a few of y'all falling for that silky pillowcase propaganda. 1, sometimes 2. Sometimes I double, sometimes I go through with the trips. Now again, we're going to keep everything textured based because that's important. We got to acknowledge the texture. Some textures could do this. Some textures could do this. Some textures cannot do this. We got the single compress. We got Nikki Barnes with a single compress. Tito said, why y'all using so much compression? Some textures, I really feel like they can do that business. Only double after the washing style. Only time we do the double. Single with the bird box method. Let go. Nikki Barnes, best way to do it, sideways matter. Single. The double lock-in and the triple lock-in, she said, give me a goddamn headache. Never, ever, ever, ever. No with the pillowcase. No, I see some of y'all locking in on the propaganda. And this is what we talking about, the compression. You go double. You can go, again, you could double it up. But on certain days, I know some of y'all double on the Clay and Lay days. I see that. There's certain times you want to lock in your compression. If I'm woofing, I might double. Exactly. Depends on how you feeling. Depends on where the vibes is at. If the vibes, if y'all gonna force me to do the double, I might do the double because I got to keep this thing baked in because this is how important compression is. Whether you out your Clay and Lay, your washing style, or a dope 2-hour session, this is what we really talking about. We talking about the elements. So guys, remember, find your lane. Find what's comfortable. Tony said he on that bird box. Find what's comfortable. Find your lane. If you like the single, you like the single. But don't leave out doubling up on certain occasions. If you double already, try not to rule out tripling it up on certain occasions because that's what we're talking about. You never know. That could be a jump in the progress that you might be looking for. That might be the side progress that you might want to see this week. Might be the crown that you're looking for. But we're going to keep running down, and we on to the next element. We're getting close to the end here. We're going to get ready to go to the page, and we're going to raise up out of here. This was for the rookies and intermediates to get their mind right. And if you need to start from scratch, just a little valuable information for you to take on your journey. And these elements will help you come along. Now, the main important one we're talking, cleaning. Now, let's just get right into it. Let's get right into it. Tell the truth. One in the chat if you washed your do-rags this week and brushes. 2 in the chat if you did not. Keep it real. Keep it real. Tell the truth. 1 in the chat if you did not brush, do you not clean your brushes or your do-rags. 2 in the chat if you did. This week, last 7 days, let me know. If y'all got dirty do-rags, dirty brushes, let me know. That's what I'm saying. Keeping them clean. Keeping them clean. Tell the truth. If you ain't washing this week, it might be a good time to get them ready. I wash rags once a week. That's all I'm saying. I just need to know the last 7 days. Where we at with this thing? Let's keep it real. If you're not in there for a week, it's all good. We're going to lock y'all in. I only clean when I wash my hair. I wash my brush and do rags. Nice. And for the ones that do that, again, it's once a week, once every other week. Again, it depends on your rotation. Some people rotate out of 3 rags. Some people rotate out the rags. But this week, we talking this week, the honesty. Confess to the cleaning of your equipment, your rags, your combs. But some of the self-barbers that we got, some of those clippers, get those clippers. Get those clippers. Get them going. And this is what we talking about. Hey, look, cleaning is just as important as the other elements, folks. Let's just really talk about it. We got cleaning. We got compressing. But you got to make sure your stuff is clean. I don't clean the soft brushes. I just get a new one. See, all right, you don't see what this is about? Look, guys, we're not here talking waving on a billionaire budget. We're talking waving baseline level. This is for baseline level. People that's starting from scratch, right? When we talking waving on a $1 billion budget, we getting rid of everything. We throwing everything out and we getting a new wash every time. We getting a new wash every rip. This is how we're gonna roll with that. But again, guys, cleaning, very important. Do not underrate it. Very underrated. But hey, you already know how it is. Let's get it going. We're going down to the elements. We're getting locked in. We're going to finish this thing. And these last 2 elements we're going to talk about, somewhat controversial. We'll take 10 minutes before we lock down and then hit the page up, see if we get some progress checks. But we're going to lock in. And we're going to talk about angles. And you heard like Nick Cole said earlier, comb your pattern, brush your angles. Now, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about really not adding this as an element. But when I really thought about it, when I really sat down and thought about it, I said, your angles have to be good when you combing. Your angles got to be good when you brushing. Your angles got to be good when you washing your hair. And to be honest, your angles got to be good when your barber is cutting your hair. Like, I'm not saying he's got to learn your angles, but I gotta say, angles mean a very good thing. Now, before we get into this, for the ones that understand what this means, 1 in the chat if you blind brush. 2 in the chat if you do not blind brush, meaning 1, if you blind brush, you brush a lot of times with no mirrors whatsoever. Blind brushing. Literally. 1 in the chat if you blind brush. 2 in the chat if you do not blind brush. What does that mean? You will not catch these waivers without a mirror. You won't catch Cito without a mirror. Fuck you mean? You're not going to catch me out here doing that. Chris said you're not going to catch me without no mirror. Fuck you mean? Charles, Nick. Some of y'all about to do that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you blind brush, glasses off. Long as you got mirrors, you good. Long as you got mirrors, you good. Glasses off. Long as you got the mirror, you good. No to blind brushing. Cleo said they blind brush. Look, they blind brush. We got some blind brushes here. We got because I remember that I think somebody made a post earlier in the week. They said, look, if you know your angles, man, why not do your blind brush? Why not do your blind brushing and just get better when you can, how you can, wherever you at? I heard somebody place the argument on getting better faster if you blind brushing right. Shell, what up? Yeah. What up, Shell? We blind brush or we don't? What up, Shell? What's your style and vibes when you brushing? Are you a blind brusher? Do you like the blind brush, or you ain't gonna catch Shell without a mirror? That's what I'm trying to find out. We trying to find out. And again, yep, Mike. Talk to him, Mike. Mike did the comment earlier. Mike said, hey, look, man, if you know your angles, bruh, I don't know. You should be able to blind brush and still get better faster. If you blind brush, then we're about to work on that. Look, I'm hearing it. I blind brush. I'm seeing it. This is what I'm hearing, guys. So I need y'all to make y'all voices heard. I'm hearing blind brushing can not only get you better faster, but you can brush anywhere you want. And you can get good. So that's what we're talking about. And before we lock this in and we know the angles are right, we know the elements are talked about, we getting down to the last element. So while y'all doing y'all breath session, while y'all rocking, while y'all going crazy, we talking elements, we talking technique. The last element we talking about is woofing. This is another controversial one. Because again, in the comments, I need to know. If you woof for longer than 4 weeks, if you woof for longer than 4 weeks at a time, one in the chat if you woof for 4+ weeks every time till cut. Okay, like if you go 6 months, or if you go 6 weeks, 8 weeks, put a 2 on that. One in the chat if you go 4 weeks max. 4 weeks max. I've been hearing some about this topic. Woofing. Is it necessary? Is it unnecessary? I think it's very necessary. So if you woof for 4 weeks, we know people that go past that. Again, we talking texture base. I want people to understand this. This is a disclaimer. When we talking woofing, when we talking woofing, we talking very disclaimer based on texture. This is just based on texture. This is what we talking about. So if you can woof for a long time, 9 times out of 10, we know where your texture's leaning on. We never stop. Even if we get a trim, we continue to woof. Technically, yes. But I'm talking in between the time we say full cut to max. What's the time limit on that? We got 4 weeks. I see a lot of people in the 6+ weeks range. Average 9 weeks. Average 9 weeks, give or take. Very necessary. I see Charles with the max 6 weeks. Juanito said, I'm a 6-week kind of guy. 6, sweet spot for Shell, 6 to 8. So what you're seeing, what you're really seeing right now is what I actually expected to see. I expected to see the range of, again, we got the 6+ weeks. Woofers, 6 to 9, 6 to 8. But pay attention to the textures that are saying these things. Once you start to lock in on the textures, you see about 10 weeks. Once you start locking in on the textures, you'll start to understand the real meaning of brushing and the real foundation of why you got to do it. We already seen Wavy Wayne. Wavy Wayne is at 17 weeks woofing. So what does that really tell you when we talk texture base? When we talk woofing, that means, a lot of the straight hair wavers, they can literally woof almost as long as they really want, technically. Again, Wavy Wayne said he was 17 weeks woofing the last time he spoke about woofing. 17 weeks. 2 or 3 months at a time. Get about 8 to 10 cuts a year. Cleo's on the max of 10. Hair growth also plays a big factor because, yeah, this is what woofing comes into play because we all know, we all have these problems. We all have these angles where you might have some hair that grows here faster than hair. You might have hair faster. You might have hair that grows different. And, you just got to understand certain areas gets longer than other areas. So you got to make sure some hair catches up. And once you get the cut, things will start coming together like that. But this is the main important factor about woofing. Again, texture base is based on what you like. It's based on what you feel like doing. No different than a compression. You may compress single compress. You may double compress. You might push an 8-week woof to a 10-week woof. You might push a 4-week to a 6-week. Just to challenge yourself. Just to see what we got in the bag and to see how good the progress could take us. But there's also a skill gap here, and there's also challenges with this thing. So we don't got a lot of time. We got about 3 minutes. We're going to jump on the page. We're going to see what's good. We're going to lock in, double check some progress. And I'm going to get y'all up out of here because I see the activity, and right out the gate, we talking texture. Right out the gate, we talking texture. Look what we talking. We talking AG. Again, the max. You see the wolf. Let's talk the wolf numbers. Average 9 weeks, give or take. Very necessary. Now, again, we don't know what stage she's in her wolf right now, but you see on the screen, 9 weeks is where we going with it. 9 weeks is the sweet spot for AG. Now, everybody may have their own different sweet spots. This is what we're going to be rolling through and looking through. Shout out to Arlo. This is what we're going to be rolling through. We're going to look at texture. And we're looking at what the sweet spot varies. We got that battle going. Okay, we got a battle. Where we at with this thing? Let me double check on this thing. Where we at with this thing? We got some votes in on this thing. And we might have a winner on this thing. Yep. We got a winner on this thing. We got a new king of Michigan. Looks like Arlo's going to be the new king of Michigan on this thing. All right, we're going to lock in. We're going to get this done once we get up out of here. And we're going to roll through that. And we're going to get that thing done. Again, pay attention to texture. When you look at textures, everything we was talking about from compression, porosity, woofing stages, how long you woof. Find these things out from these individuals. They're going to give y'all some good intel on how to put these fundamentals together, how to put these elements together. Because this is what we actually was able to talk about in this hour. I'm surprised we was able to get it done. I'm glad we was able to get it out the way. Because this is important for the generation, the future coming up. Shy, I see y'all brushing. I see y'all going live. Shout out to y'all. And we talking again. The texture base. What's the wolf max? And when you get in here, ask these waivers, these questions. If you see a texture is similar or maybe a twin-like to your texture, jump in there. Ask them, hey, what's up with this? What's up with this style? How long do you wolf? How long do you max? And figure out your own strategy. Winner of the tournament, N2, I see you. And again, texture base. N2, maybe she look like she could do an 8, 10 week, 12 week. Eyes closed. Look like she could do that 10 weeks easy. With that texture, I could be wrong. But where she's at in her journey, that's what you got to find out. This is what you got to lock in for when you're talking to the greats like N2. All right, we reached the hour time. I would love to get in more. And this is another example. Textures like this, 10 plus weeks. They have to. If they want to keep this progress like this, pushing like this, they got to push that wolf 10 plus weeks. Like you seen Wavy Wayne, he had 17 weeks right now. So this is what we talking about when we talking about the elements. We had a lot of time on a page. And I'm glad I was able to get this in because I wanted to get this in so when y'all watch it next week and watch it throughout the week, you can come back and learn a few elements and get some intels from the greats. This is why I love having the greats in here. This is why I love having them chime in. And they're going to always get y'all right. I don't always have the answers now. I don't always have all the cheat codes. The cheat codes are locked in right here in the community, right here on the page. Shout out to ES. Good looking out for kicking it with your boy this weekend. And again, next weekend, we'll go into some other topics. We may get some guests in here. We're going to still go over MLW. The tournament competitive season is still right. We're gonna watch everything and we're gonna keep our eye on the scenes. But like, I'm gonna hit y'all next week. And remember, guys, keep that brush moving.
We outside.
Don't talk about somebody else and what they got going on. Do yourself first. Turn around, nigga. Turn around. You got some shit to work on back there.